everyone, welcome to Quantum Lucid. Today's topic is going to be about and around desires. I have seen a lot of people all over YouTube and even on my page on YouTube asking questions about whether something is possible or not, whether something can be manifested. There's nothing wrong with these questions, but before you go about worrying about whether something can or cannot be, or what is possible for you specifically, I want you to understand a very basic and fundamental piece of information. And that is any desire, whether you're not sure about it, whether it's very specific, whether it's something you're yearning for or longing for, whether it's something ambiguous or whether it's something you feel is impossible. It doesn't matter what your feelings and thoughts are around that desire. Regardless of any of that, anything that you desire means that it is already pre-existing. It is already a yes. So you don't need permission from anybody. You could get permission from some YouTube creators or some coaches in order to feel better about it, in order to feel confidence in proceeding towards it, but you don't. It's okay if you're looking for permission. There's nothing wrong with that. My answer is always yes, because in the eyes of consciousness, and I am, the answer is a pre-given yes. As soon as you ask it, and before you ask it, it's a yes. Now let's look at your judgments and thoughts surrounding your desire. I personally believe in a limitless approach. Yes, some desires are judged as wrong, immoral, unjust, bad, whatever. It doesn't matter. You yourself have to come to terms with yourself and say that you're going to manifest whatever it is that you want, regardless of public opinion, regardless of societal judgments, regardless of anything. Until and unless you can make peace with that, you are not going to be able to give yourself your desires. So first and foremost, understand, nobody cares whether you get your desires or not. Only you do. At the end of the day, you're the one going to be living your life experience. If you are okay not getting a desire, then that's okay. Live with the public opinion or the judgments or the moral issues around it or whatever you want. You can build arguments to support your desire, or you can build arguments to negate your desire. Whatever it is at the end of the day, if you want something and you want that in your life experience, nothing and no one should be able to stop you, not even yourself. Once you get over that hump, you'll receive clarity. You'll receive the clarity that you need in order to proceed towards your desire. Some people desire something, but along the way they drop the desire and move on to something else. That's also okay, but understand that is not necessary. There is no this or something better, the universe has other plans for you, none of that. That's BS. If you want something, you have every right to acquire it. Whatever judgments, society, religion, other people, collective, media, norms, doesn't matter, whatever judgments anybody else throws at it, it's none of their business, and it's none of your business to include that into your manifestation. So get clear on your desires and get certain about them, and before you even proceed, know that it is a pre-given yes. And do not let conditions or judgments or public opinion or anything stand in the way of your manifestation. Guilt, shame, remorse, conscience is not a part of the manifestation game. Given some of the most ridiculous, impossible things that a lot of people are trying to manifest. And the reason I say ridiculous or impossible is because that is how society is conditioned to look at certain desires versus certain other ones. It's okay to do this, but it's not okay to do that. You'll find a lot of coaches who are teaching limitless manifestation, but low-key, they are selling morality, and they're selling their limitations, as in, it's okay to learn about manifestation, but really just don't break up someone's marriage. Really don't do this. Don't manifest your SP if you can have something better. Or don't do that because it's not right. Right, wrong, good, bad, moral, immoral, conscience, judgment, remorse, guilt, shame, whatever it is, it's up to you to overcome that or give it or kick it to the curb. It's totally up to you. No guru, no anybody on anything on manifestation can ever coerce you or cajole you or guide you or convince you or influence you to pick something that is right for you or not. Again, I will agree to one thing, that there are a lot of creators and influencers who do, in real life as well as on YouTube, try to influence your train of thought. They try to influence your decisions, and they try to influence your life story. That is no good. There should not be such a thing going on. No one should be trying to influence anything. And I don't care what anybody says, there are people like that. But your job is to just let it slide. You can reject it, you can argue about it, you can fight about it, but at the end of the day, you don't need to care for it. Okay, going on to desires. Everybody wants what they want. No matter what it is, your desire is a pre-given. You couldn't desire something if it wasn't possible. That itself should answer 99% of your questions. You could not desire or think of it or even come up with it if it wasn't a reality already, if it wasn't being lived by another you in another timeline. Because right now, if you can desire something, think about it, perceive it in your imagination, in your mind, you can even see scenes from it, or you can talk about it or ask about it, it means it's being lived right now by another you physically. Need to grasp and accept that. You need to fully grasp and accept that. I don't care what anybody else says, and I don't really care to know how everything else works, because this is how I think the world works, and that's what works for me. Multiverse. It's a physical multiverse. In my understanding, after learning and learning all these teachings and consuming knowledge and consuming content, I was lucky enough to be able to decipher good content from rubbish, promotional content from true content. I only talk about things that work, that make sense. If it didn't, I wouldn't talk about it. It has to make sense to you. Even what I say, if it doesn't make sense to you, find something else that does and move on from there. There's no need for you to sit and argue around something that doesn't work for you. But if what I'm seeing and what I am sharing with you makes sense to you and works for you, by all means accept it and incorporate it into your manifestation game. This is nothing but a dream. Let's take your nightly dream. We're going back into lucid dreaming, nightly dreams. When you become lucid in your nightly dream, it really means that the dreamer, which is you, your body, has awakened in that dream and is now conscious and aware of it being a nightly dream. It knows that its body is sleeping and resting on the bed while this is a dream scenario that is happening in its consciousness. That's lucidity in nightly dreams. That's lucid dreaming, as in humans explaining it. In my understanding, that's nothing but a small version of practice for the actual game that's going on by the actual player, which is I am and your ultimate consciousness. Pure consciousness is doing exactly the same thing, but instead it's a entity, a being, or a nothing, or just ether, I don't know, it doesn't matter, who is living, is infinitely intelligent, is awake and aware, and has percolated a dimensional realm called the 3D, or the third dimension, which is exactly where we are and what we are. We are length, width, and height. We have 3 dimensions. Within that third dimension, it's fallen asleep and it's dreaming. It's dreaming everything, everywhere, everyone, all at once, all at the same time. It doesn't know anything but infinity. It's eternal. It never stops dreaming. We, as a singular individual body, has somehow recognized what's going on. That's why we call ourselves awake. We recognize what's going on. Now we want to control the dream, and we try to do it from a linear perspective, as in I'm going to change things around me by manipulating the environmental stuff, by calling people, stalking them, or arguing, or fighting for things I want, or pushing something, or being assertive, or really trying really hard, working really hard, being frustrated, being angry, being sad, being in pain, suffering. These are all the things that we do in order to change what's in front of us. Only to realize that the awake one, who is conscious and dreaming, is really never our bodies. Our bodies are, let's just say, a dream garment. I am picks out from the closet and wears. When the body perishes, it drops it and adorns or wears a new one. That's why there is reincarnation. That's why everything in this realm grows old and perishes. It dies off. Okay, so we're in this dream. It's lucid waking. That's what I call it. Rupert Spira, who I mentioned in my first video on lucid dreaming, is an expert on this. He talks a lot about that. You can check out his work, and he, I think, has a YouTube channel as well. But I won't go into too much detail. You can watch the first video on lucid dreaming. But really, it's lucid waking. Now that consciousness is the dreamer, and we, the bodies, the personalities, the characters, are the dream components, the third dimensional particles, beings, whatever. We are individually all players in this movie, in this dream, in this game. Yet the only controller is I am. So how do you control I am? You don't. You can only control something called the end frame or the end scene by focusing your attention on it. And the way Rupert Spira explains attention is from its original term, a Latin term, attendere, to stretch. You're basically stretching your focus onto another script, the one of your desire. And you're lighting it up, and you're lighting it up, and you're lighting it up. And you continue to do that till it becomes zoomed in and focused and starts feeling like natural, feels real to you. All you're doing is moving awareness. You're moving the pivotal singular focus from the current script to the other. The current script goes on. That's why I call it a multiverse. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't stop existing. It doesn't cease being. It continues. So if you break it down into a multiversal thing where tons of replica yous roam different Earth-like planets that look almost exactly alike, but in one your house is on a different street, on the other one you never met your specific person or spouse, in another one you married your specific person or spouse 20 years ago, or in another one you're not born till next year, in another one you were born 100 years ago and you've already died, in another one it's exactly you but you died 2 years ago, in another one you're a doctor, in another one you're a pilot, in another one you're a teacher. So they're far away universes or Earths, or close together, or almost exactly alike but slightly different. That's why there is a term called multiversal divergence, meaning you take one decision, the other ones also split out and play out, but only one becomes visible to you, the one with your current focus. We'll get into that in another video, but today I wanted to talk to you about desires, where they come from, why they're already a yes. They come from infinity. It already exists. Creation is finished. It's already been done. Simultaneous timelines are currently running at the same time. You're currently 90 years old. You are currently 5 years old. You are currently 14 years old. You're currently getting married. You're currently getting a new job. You're currently living in a slightly adjacent city next to the one you're living in this timeline. All those are actually happening. And I know a lot of people say that's potential or it's not real. I don't say that. I say it's all real, it's all physical, but we cannot see multiple universes with this one body. We can only see the one universe that we're focused in, because the other ones are diverged out. That's my take, that's my understanding. That is why there's versions. In one universe or slightly similar Earth-like planet where another you exists, your life is exactly the same, but in that, your specific person or spouse, the exact same one, they are 2 inches shorter than the one in this one. Anyways, I'm going to leave you at that. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And join my community. And I will talk to you in the next video.